We start this local update with a look at downtown Portland from our Wells Fargo Skycam. We see hazy skies across the area. We're calling this a weather impact alert day in large part because of the wildfire smoke that has us under an air quality advisory. Thanks for joining us here. I'm Drew Carney.
And I'm China Green. Let's go right to meteorologist Rod Hill in the Weather Center for more on this. Rod.
And I will tell you, it's at noon. And when I did sunrise this morning, the weather modeling was showing noon would be the bullseye of some of the worst wildfire smoke in terms of it thickening up over the Rose City that we would see today. Well, so far that has not happened. So fingers crossed, maybe today, this afternoon, doesn't really ever become that bad out there. Our watch warning map in gray does include for air quality alerts, Burns, Bend, and here on the west side, this does include you folks in Salem through Portland up into Longview, the air quality advisory up for poor air quality linked to wildfire smoke through 8 o'clock this evening. Now, right now, it's better off to the west. The green dots mean good air quality along the coast. It's definitely more hazy as you look to the east, which is the view that Drew shared with you from the Wells Fargo camera. And those air quality reports are moderate. And there in orange are some unhealthy locations out toward the gorge and also down in Deschutes County. But so far, nothing has really been that bad overall. Nonetheless, these are the headlines. The air quality advisory through 8 o'clock for wildfire, smoky haze, poor air quality potentially, and high temperatures that are on track to get up into the 90s. So this is looking off to the west. There's a little milkiness, but that's not bad, right? That is not bad at all. If it doesn't get worse than that, we're going to be okay today. 80 is the temperature at noon, pretty much where we thought we would be. And our KGW weather impact alert day takes us up to 94 at 5 o'clock. Too early to say we're going to dodge a bullet today, but certainly it's a possibility, and the forecast into the weekend looks much improved. That's coming up.
All right, Rod, thank you. We are working to learn more about two teenagers shot late last night in southeast Portland. Portland police tell us that a 17-year-old boy and a 14-year-old girl were shot last night around midnight at Southeast Foster and Herald. They say they arrested a 19-year-old suspected gunman, but they haven't released his name. Both teens were taken to the hospital and are expected to survive.
The Clark County Sheriff's Office says it believes a Vancouver mother of two who's been missing now for almost a year is dead. Olana Carroll, who would have been 34 this month, disappeared last September. She was last seen in Battleground. Although investigators are still working on leads, they haven't located her remains or haven't determined what exactly happened to her. The Clark County Sheriff's Office says this is an active investigation, and they've also identified a suspect who's currently behind bars on unrelated charges.
A Westland paper company says it will lay off 158 employees by tomorrow. That's out of 223 total employees. And that's not all. In a letter to the city, the Willamette Falls Paper Company says it will likely shut down by the end of the month if the new owners don't buy the building. An industry association group we spoke to say that the state laws and regulations are to blame for an overall downturn in the paper industry.
You still have time to share your thoughts on PGE's plan to clear 5 acres of trees in Portland's Forest Park to install new power lines near Highway 30. There are already lines in the area, but PGE says it needs to update infrastructure to meet growing electricity demand. During an open house yesterday, some residents said they're concerned about what the loss of trees would mean for wildlife and their habitat. 2 more open houses are scheduled on September 24th and October 24th, both at the Linton Community Center.
Yesterday was day 2 of the NTSB hearings into Boeing. They stem from an Alaska Airlines flight in January where a door plug blew out of a 737 MAX 9 over Portland. Investigators later determined that the door plug was missing key bolts meant to hold it in place and that 2 workers forgot to reinstall them after the door plug was removed and put back during the manufacturing process. Those employees were moved to a different facility, investigators heard. Yesterday, the NTSB grilled Boeing execs over concerns that workers were hesitant to speak up about safety due to fear of retaliation.
What sort of impression does that give your employees if you sideline them and put them in, quote, and I'm quoting, Boeing prison, a cage? I'm just wondering what message that sends.
I'm not directly involved with those employees. I have to refer to Ms. Lund's testimony yesterday. And I don't have enough details to know.
The NTSB is now planning a safety culture survey of Boeing employees. A final report on the Alaska incident could take another year.
Well, today the Hillsborough Hops are breaking ground on their brand new ballpark. Last month, Hillsborough City Council unanimously approved a 40-year lease between the Hops and the city. Following this afternoon's ceremony, there was also a Fan Fest celebration scheduled right across from this new groundbreaking area, right at the current home of the Hillsboro Hops.
Some athletes from Team USA already making their way home from the Paris Olympics, including gymnast Jade Carey wearing a gold and a bronze.
The Oregon State star returned to Corvallis last night, and as Orlando Sanchez explains, Beaver Nation threw her a celebration to remember.
While it's all cleared out here in Corvallis, there was a block party, a summertime pep rally in front of Reser Stadium as Beaver Nation showed out by the hundreds to welcome home the school's most decorated gymnast of all time and two-time Olympic gold medalist, Jade Carey. From Paris to Corvallis.
It's rare to have a hometown hero.
Hundreds of fans outside Reser Stadium
I just wanted to show that we love her and we're proud of her.
to show their appreciation.
It's amazing. We feel a lot of pride.
I was really excited for her. She does really hard skills and she's really nice. I've always inspired her. She's just so amazing and I've always wanted to be like her when I grow up.
Jade Carey is home,
We're here for welcoming her home.
rocking her Team USA gear with gold and bronze wrapped around her neck.
To be able to bring home a gold and a bronze is something of my wildest dreams.
Memories that last forever.
I've been able to accomplish more than I've ever dreamed of in the past 3 years of being a Beaver.
For Jade, this celebration is about more than the accolades. Her chance to say thank you.
Your unwavering belief in me and the amazing community have been my backbone throughout this journey. OSU has been more than just a university. It's been my home, my family, and my source of strength.
It takes a village, friends, family, and her forever sisters at OSU.
It meant the world to us because we've been there through it all.
At my ultimate lows and highs of highs and have never doubted me. You guys constantly remind me why I do what I love.
But this isn't goodbye.
As we celebrate this achievement, I'm thrilled to announce that I'm committed to the 2025 season with
Retire? Nope. Return. The Queen of Oregon State Gymnastics is back for the upcoming season. In the meantime, some much-deserved time off. Competition won't begin until the fall. Reporting from Corvallis, Orlando Sanchez, KGW Sports.
I could imagine the gymnastics coaches over there saying, my gosh, I hope we have that Olympic gold medalist still on the team. Sure enough, they do. Yeah. Cool to see that for Jade Carey. Big story today, weather-wise, Rod, is that air quality advisory.
And I closed my weather segment just a couple of minutes ago by saying maybe we dodge a bullet today. I mean, if this is the worst it's going to get, and the weather modeling says this is the worst it's going to get, it's not bad outside. So here we start, though, if you are just joining us, with the areas under the air quality alert in gray, and that's Burns, that's Bend. I talked to a friend that lives over in the Sisters area today. I said, you know, the cameras that look at the Three Sisters have looked so bad, so smoky. Has it really been that bad? And my friend said, yes, Rod, it has. So parts of Central Oregon, unfortunately, and even south towards Crater Lake and down into parts of the valley around Medford have been bad more than not, going all the way back since the early days of July. This is the first widespread air advisory we've had this summer that stretches from Longview, Kelso, all the way down to Salem, and then especially off to the east side out into the gorge. The advisory is up until 8 o'clock from the Weather Service, but here's the good news. So this is at 5 o'clock. Now, this shows the biggest smoke plume, one of the most active smoke plumes in the state, is this one that's coming off the fire up around Mount Adams. This is a timber fire. It's been putting out a tremendous amount of smoke. And the wind pattern has been drifting some of that down into Portland. Also, we're getting a little bit from the smaller fires that are out into the gorge. So the yellow would indicate some pretty decent smoke, but that's been showing that way at noon. And right now, it's really not that overcast. It's still kind of bright outside. What I really want to show you is going into the evening. This is 9 o'clock. See the fetch of blue? And if you look carefully, you see these little streamlines bringing in more of an aggressive northwesterly flow pattern in. So this is actually clearing out the smoke this evening quicker than what the same models showed it would happen that came out earlier this morning. And then the clearing with the westerly flow continues into tomorrow. So we should get back to pretty much just a blue sky tomorrow, which will hold all this smoke that's coming off of that fire from Mount Adams. That's a lot of smoke. at bay, at least up in north of the Portland area and north of Multnomah County. Now, obviously, we're still going to continue to watch areas of wildfire smoke and air alerts for the coming days across parts of our state. Expecting some afternoon sunshine at the beach. It's been brightening up a little bit, but still a lot of clouds from our Chinook Winds Casino Resort camera in Lincoln City. I'm surprised to see how this is live. I just grabbed this image literally a minute ago. This is absolutely socked in with low clouds and fog. This is Gearhart looking back at Tillamook Head. It's out there somewhere, but you can't see it from the camera up at Gearhart by the Sea Resort. So, and it might be that overcast up in Astoria where the observation says it's still cloudy. So I don't know about you folks, you may not clear. Here's an example of how sunny it is in parts of the valley. Now, this is west of I-5. It's expected to be sunnier than the east side. This is the Dundee Hills and Domain Serene Wineries camera. That's pretty much just blue. Here's the Oregon Veterans Home camera out in the Dalles, and you can see a mix of blue, and certainly that's all wildfire smoke or haze that's hanging down low. You're at 86. It's going to be a hot day for you. Here are the current temperatures, and then I'll get you to the forecast numbers. 80 in Portland right now. 80 degrees in Salem right now. A lot of 80s, including John Day, Baker City, Burns, and Pelton. All right, forecast highs for today. 90s or better across most of the east. We still are looking for a spotty storm out in the southeastern corner of our state later today. There's the Dows. You could hit 100 today. Again, you're already warming up into the upper 80s right now. 94 in Portland matches my forecast high. I think we'll make it. 95 in Salem. Our KGW weather impact alert will expire when that air quality advisory is allowed to expire, and that will be 8 o'clock if not sooner this evening. Tomorrow it's still a hot day, but 90, not horribly bad, and more of a sunny blue day. 80s for the weekend, and then we go 79 to start next week, and we don't go above 80. By the way, we may not be much above 80 all of next week. Next week is just looking really good.
Say that again. Next week's looking?
Next week is looking really good. Yeah.
Thank you, Rod.
Yes.
Well, you know what this music means, Mr. Rodney. It is the kickoff of a segment we call What to Do with China and Drew.
So we're visiting towns and neighborhoods all around the area, and then you are telling us what to do when we get there.
Today's segment takes us to Ridgefield, and we kick things off at the Clark County Fair. What to do with China and Drew. Whatever we do next, I want to be on solid ground.
Viewer Cindy Nolan said we should check out Ridgefield National Wildlife Refuge.
You can take a self-guided tour in your car, or in the summer months, you can get out and walk the trails.
This place is so pretty and just relaxing.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, now you're gonna buy me pizza for that.
Downtown Ridgefield is where we find bunnies.
A viewer named Laura suggested we check this place out. Handmade sourdough pizzas that look fantastic. Whew. I don't know if I can finish this. Should we get a box? Oh my gosh.
What?
Next stop, Copper Bell Bookshop.
That's a stretch.
Kirsten Marie said we should check out this place, where you'll find owners Paul and Debbie when you get here.
The Iliad. Impressive.
Oh yeah, thank you. Toadette lives in the Mushroom Kingdom. It's a classic independent bookstore that inspires great thinking.
And now I'm inspired to get some ice cream.
Actually, the #1 place suggested by our viewers for Ridgefield, 8 Cow Creamery.
8 cows represent the owner's 8 kids.
How's that raspberry sorbet?
They're so good.
I cannot wait to try my Cookie Monster.
What is that? Karma flavor? Thank you, Ridgefield.
Thank you for everything.
You could have gone to the golf course. Tri Mountain Golf Course is up there in Ridgefield.
Could have had a better ending. Okay. Could have held on to the ice cream. We're showing you this number because we want ideas from you, please. Where should we go next, and what should we do when we get there? What to do with China and Drew? Send your suggestions by way of text to 503-226-5088. 8.
I still tickle that phrase. What to do with China and Jewel? And I always think, oh, I got a couple ideas.
Yeah, we know.
Okay.
Don't
We
share
know.
them here, Rod. Our last idea for this newscast is to send us out to Paris, France.
Oh.
Let's wrap it up there. What do you say, China and Rod? Do we have that shot? Yes, we do. The Eiffel Tower in all of its glory.
Something's happening down there.
Well, you know, it's kind of a different view from what we usually get of the Eiffel Tower. Usually we have the flame shot in the foreground, but this is a different angle of the tower as nighttime sets in Paris, France. Lots of Olympic competition still to come today. We hope you check it out in prime time on KHW.